Hello, friends. As we already have covered the topics of objects and classes, let's discuss remaining topics which are data abstraction, polymorphism, encapsulation, data hiding, and inheritance. First of all, data abstraction. As the name suggests, abstraction means hiding. Here, the data remains hidden and only we need to know the functionality of the program or project. Now, let me give you an example of motorbike or digital camera or car or aircraft. During driving or operating all these appliances, we just need to know how do they function. We don't have to know about the details of technologies to operate these systems. So, my dear friends, just the function matters and data remains abstract so far as this term is concerned in OOPS languages. Let's move on to another topic, which is encapsulation. My dear friends, as the name suggests, encapsulation means putting things inside a capsule. Just like a capsule in the chemist shop enclose couple of salts in it, and whenever prescribed by the doctor, we just eat that capsule. We don't know which salts are enclosed in that capsule and we don't have to know about that. Similarly, here in case of language Java, the data and functions, they are encapsulated in one entity which is named as objects. Here, if any object has to communicate with another object, they cannot communicate directly. They have to communicate through functions. So this means the encapsulation, and this provides the security to data. Next comes inheritance. As we all know, in the subject of biology, the term heredity is often used. The heredity means the characteristics from the parents goes to their offsprings, and the parents also have some or the other characteristics from their own parents. Similarly, in case of Java, the inheritance means once we make the classes, as we already have discussed that classes are the user defined data types. Here we can create one class with the name animal, and then we can create two more classes, one carnivores, other herbivores. So the class animal will be having its own characteristics and behavior, and this will be known as parent class. Then the child classes can be created, carnivores and herbivores. They will be having their distinct characteristics as well as their behavior. Now the objects from those two child classes can be created accordingly. So this is known as inheritance in the context of Java. Then comes polymorphism. As the name suggests that poly means many, morph means forms. So this means many forms of the same function. Let me give you example of one word, which is duck. Duck is an English word which is a water bird, which also means when the cricketer gets out without taking any score. So that is also known as duck. It means the word is same but the meanings are different. Similarly, now let's talk about in the context of Java. The polymorphism means function can be created with one name and then their methods, their callings can be different, their usage can be different. Now this is also known as function overloading, when the name of the function is same but their operations, their working is different. This means that parameters can be different, and according to parameters the function role will be different. Now here they have given the example of volume function. Whenever there is any word with the opening and closing bracket suffixed with it, it means this is the name of the method or function. Now here the function with the name volume is working three different ways. The function volume can calculate the volume of cube, it can calculate the volume of cuboid, it can also calculate the volume of sphere. And according to the parameters, whatever parameters will pass, computer will come to know that we are calling which particular volume function. So accordingly it will operate like that and do the work accordingly. Now next is the data hiding. In object oriented programming, the data cannot move freely from one function to another function directly. But we have already discussed in earlier languages, which are known as procedural languages, the data can freely move from one function to another function. That's why they are not that secured languages. The data is not that secured, so there is great risk of losing data, or data can be changed or edited, or it can be changed, right? And now data hiding in case of Java, it means that data is more secure, data is hidden, data cannot flow frequently, and if outside the program or function the data has to be accessed by another function, they cannot be accessed directly. There has to have some function which can extract that data, which cannot be extracted otherwise. Thank you. Bye bye.